Hi everybody! Today we're going to be looking at my finished pages for February of 2024, and this video will be coming out a little bit early this month because as I'm filming it is the 27th of February, but I am going to be going into work tomorrow, so I don't think there's time to finish anything else before I'm going to be filming again on Thursday. So I figured I'd do my finished pages today and let you see what I've been up to. I haven't finished that many, to be honest with you, this month, and I will explain why as we get a little bit further on. And I've tried to keep things in the order that I coloured them so that it will make a bit more sense, hopefully. So this is the picture that I started the month working on. This book is called Muses. It's by Dada, Chio. And the one that I was working on is a carry-on from my theme last month, which was kind of Oriental, Far Eastern sort of theme I was working on last month. There we go. Hopefully that's showing up a little bit better. Maybe not glaring too much there. This is the lady that I was working on from this book. And for her, I was using my Brute pencils, I think, pretty much exclusively, just the Brute pencils with some Winsor & Newton gold ink there in the background. Get that sparkling. I don't want it to glare too much, but there is some gold ink in the background there. And because I was working over quite a big area there, it was giving me this sort of textured effect and wasn't really drying as a flat gold colour. So I'm not entirely sure if I do like that or if I'll have to work with that a little bit. Maybe I can make it look like some sort of brushed or burnished metal. I don't know. We'll see how that goes in the background. For the rest of this page, I was going to be painting it with a Prussian blue gouache paint, because I have a new Prussian blue gouache paint I wanted to try out, and I thought it would go quite well with the rest of the colours I had going on in this picture. And I picked this purple colour scheme for her because for some reason she reminded me of the singer Prince, or the artist formerly known as Prince, and I thought that fitted quite well with this kind of military uniform. The gold in the background to be a nice contrast. There would be the dark blue for the rest of the page. I did give her some stick-on crystals there on her shoulder pad. You can see those. There's some diamonds and pearls, which I thought would match in with the theme I had going with this picture. So yeah, that is the one I was working on this book, but I did end up getting a bit distracted. So I moved on. I moved on to this one here, which is Colouring Heaven, Angels and Demons Special by Jash. And that was because at the time this was the latest issue that was just laying on the coffee table, and I wanted to test out some new pencils that I'd just gotten. Because I found a job lot on eBay of craft supplies, a few colouring supplies, a couple of colouring books for like £5, and I thought I'd take a bit of a gamble on it because I spotted in the picture there was a set of dough and artist pencils, and I thought for £5 that's worth a little bit of a gamble. The tin is a bit dented and it isn't a full 36 set, as you'll see. Yeah, definitely not a full 36 set. I think there's like 26 or 27 pencils there. I have sharpened them all and kind of tidied them up a little bit there. They were in a better order, but I have been using them in my defence. So yeah, I thought I'd give those a little bit of a try out, and because this magazine was the latest issue at the time and it was on the coffee table, I opened up this one and started on the first picture, which is this one here. And again, I'll probably need to zoom in there because we are landscape format. So there we are, zoomed in a little bit. And what I started to test out those colouring pencils is this little demon here. I thought she turned out really nicely. I'm not 100% sure whether I'll go ahead and finish off the rest of the picture. I was just really having fun colouring this girl here, just with those dough and artist pencils. I did bring in the black and the white polychromos, using the white to blend and using the black just to deepen up these darker areas for her outfit there, because there wasn't a black in the tin, so I just went with the black polychromos. This background is chalk pastel because in that job lot of supplies there was some chalk pastels as well. They were a little bit dusty and probably need a bit of a clean up, but yeah, they were working quite well. That's what I did this background with, and just gone around the clouds with the white gel pen. I did bring in some Castle Art gold pencils for my gold combination here. There is some gold gel pen for these kind of edges of her outfit. I've stuck on a few little stick-on crystals there for her outfit because I do love to use them, and I had one that was just the right shape for this a little bit here, so I was quite pleased with that. And yeah, all in all, I really quite like those pencils. They are really hard though, and they do layer really, really well. There are tons of layers here, about as much as I've ever layered. I think I was trying to test out how much you could layer with them, and yeah, you really, really can layer with them, but they're really hard pencils, so it does take quite a while to build up your layers of colour, I found. So yeah, this page was taking a heck of a while. I'm really pleased with how she is turning out. but she was taking a heck of a while to actually get to the stage where I was happy with the colours. And as I said, I'm not entirely sure whether I'll go ahead and finish off the whole page. But there we are, that is my demon from Angels and Demons Special Colouring Heaven by Jash. Next, we're moving on to Colouring Heaven Fantasy Figure Special. This is by Lamoine. It's my favourite issue of Colouring Heaven, and it's one that I do want to finish at some point, so I was happy to be working on this one this month. And the one that we coloured is this one here. And this one is all on film. It's a series of, I think, 3 kind of real-time colouring videos where we worked on this one. And we did change it quite a bit, this one, because from the start, this one has always reminded me of the ballroom scene from The Labyrinth, the movie with David Bowie and Jennifer Connelly. And as my theme for this month was movies and TV, I thought I could make that fit in quite nicely. So I went for it. And we did end up changing this one quite a bit. There's a couple of bits here for the skirt of this ball gown and for the sleeve that we collaged on, added on top of the original picture. And to do that, we traced these kind of areas onto white sketchbook paper, just coloured them in and then stuck them on to give this character, the Sarah character, the big old 80s ball dress that she has in the movie, which was really fun to do. I think I collaged on her ear as well because she had a big elven pointy ear like Jareth's character does here, but I thought his kind of suited the character, hers didn't so much, so I cut out a little ear and stuck that on as well. It's mostly done with a marker base. You can see there's a marker base, just shaded with my usual pencils, Castle Arts and Arteza. Apart from this dress, which is done with Black Widows. There's a little bit of gold gel pen, I think, and silver gel pen for this headpiece here. There's a lot of glitter. I don't know if I can get that shining. Yeah, there is a lot of glitter on that ball dress. And a tiny little bit on Jareth's costume. That is Dovecraft glitter glue, 2 different colours of the glitter glue. I've stuck on a lot of my little stick-on crystals because in the movie these costumes are really sparkly and spangly, so I wanted to have at least a nod towards that in the colouring. So I've stuck on some little blue ones on these gold parts of Jareth's costume and lots of little kind of diamond ones on Sarah's outfit and on her headpiece. I don't want to really glare too much because it's really glaring in this lamp today for some reason. The background, I did my kind of quick and easy bokeh sort of effect with the markers and the colourless blender. And I think that worked out quite nicely. The only bit I'm not 100% happy with is this corner here. I think I went a bit too crazy with my little circles there in that corner with the bokeh effect. But overall, I'm really happy with it. Anything else? Oh yeah, this text, they're lyrics from the song that's playing during this ballroom scene in the movie. I just printed that out on the computer. I drew around the boxes with a gold Sharpie, or was it a copper Sharpie? It could have been a copper Sharpie actually. Drew around the edges of those boxes and stuck on the text, as another nod towards the film. And yeah, really quite happy with how that one's turned out. I do like the leaves. I love to colour ivy leaves like this, even though I'm not hugely big on colouring leaves and kind of foliage and stuff. Yeah, those leaves I really do like, so yeah, and anything that involves lots of glitter, stick-on crystals, that is my jam. So I really did enjoy colouring that one. And yeah, there we go. That is the one that I coloured from Fantasy Figures Special, Colouring Heaven by Maud Lamoine. Now we're moving on to me explaining why I don't really have many pictures to show you this month, and that's because while I was actually testing out my Derwent pencils on one of Jash Lee's illustrations, Jash Lee actually got in touch with me on Facebook and he asked me to colour in a couple of pictures for him. And of course I was really excited. I said yes straight away. So I have a couple of pictures here that I've coloured actually for Jash Lee. They were going to be a newly released set of pictures. They are actually released now, so I will link those up in the description below if anybody wants to go and check them out. And they are illustrations of Philippines gods and goddesses. And this is the first one that I was asked to colour, this one here. There we go. This, I'm not sure I'm pronouncing this name correctly, but it is Apalaki, maybe, the god of the sun. And this one and the next picture, I knew I was colouring them for Jash himself, so I wanted to really pull out all the stops, bring my A game, really concentrate on these, and they ended up taking about a week each at least. So everything else I was doing or thinking of doing had to go into the back burner while I got these finished, and I am super proud of how they turned out, I have to say. I tried to stick to some tried and tested methods and materials to do them because I really didn't want to mess them up, so I stuck to my usual marker base. You can see there a marker base with the pencil shading, just Castle Arts and Arteza, I think, with the Castle Arts gold combination for gold here on his bangles, his belts, this armband, or his jewellery. I did end up, I couldn't resist giving him a stick-on crystal for his earring there. And I really wanted him to look powerful, really godlike with that sun shining behind him. And I'm really pleased with how I did manage to get him turned out. I've used two different colour combinations for gold. I've used this dollar gold using the marker base with the Castellax gold pencils. And this is just the Castellax pencils, my colour combination for gold with Castellax pencils there, just with no marker base. I wanted to see what the difference was. That was a little experiment. Truth to be told, there was that one little experiment just to see what the difference was. And I think, there is a little bit of contrast there and it does work quite well. There's a lot of white gel pen for the highlights to make that sun behind him really look as if it's shining there, for the edges of the clouds. And apart from that, we just have marker base, pencil shading, my one little stick-on crystal, and gold gel pen. But super pleased with how he turned out. Really, really happy with him. Really worth spending the time on, I think. And Jash himself was really happy with it. He liked it. So mission accomplished with that one, and hopefully with the next one as well, which I'm just about to show you. So that one is Apolaki, the god of the sun. And this next goddess is called Ikapati, I think. I'm not entirely sure on that one, but she is the goddess of cultivated lands and sort of the goddess of the harvest and stuff like that. So to make her look really kind of magical and goddess-like, I tried to make her tattoos look as if they're glowing with this kind of inner green glow to match the growing, the plants, all that kind of good stuff that she is actually the goddess for. And I was really happy with how she turned out. As I did on the sun god, I tried to give her clothes a sort of woven look by bringing in some hatching and cross-hatching with the pencils there on her clothes, kind of looking a bit traditional Filipino clothes, I hope. Again, with this slightly darker skin tone, which works super well with these glowing tattoos. And shiny black hair with the green glow reflecting onto it there. Again, really happy. Really pleased with how she turned out. Again, she is a marker base. Sticking to the tried and true there, marker base. And a pencil shading. There is a little bit of chalk pastel. These clouds here do have chalk pastel with the white gel pen just to outline them. I think the sky might be chalk pastel as well. Is it? No, it is a marker base on the sky. There we go. And this one did take me a heck of a long time because anyone who does watch my videos knows that greenery, foliage kind of background with plants are not my jam at all. I really couldn't figure out how to make this look as if it was melding away into the background there, but I think I got there in the end. It did take me my time, but it got there. I wasn't entirely sure what these fruits were supposed to be, so I went with mangoes because when I looked up the Philippines, the mangoes is one of their exports apparently. So I went with the mangoes and the colours, toned in with the goddess really well as well. I did love working on this glow for her tattoos, getting that to show up on the gold, again with my gold combination there. I think I did use very, very tiny touches of metallic watercolour for the jewels in her headdress. There we go, these teeny tiny beads here, because they were slightly too small to stick on my crystals, and I think it might have looked a bit odd if I used those. But apart from that, markers with pencil shading, and super happy with how she turned out. Again, the two different combinations of gold, that's the Castellax. This is Castellax gold with marker base. So that is my Ikapati, I think, the goddess of cultivated lands. And I have one more picture to be showing you. And that is from this book here, The Women of Tour by Lisa Johanna. And this one I did as a little tutorial after I'd done my Ikapati, I think, goddess, where I really enjoyed colouring those kind of glowy green tattoos. I did a little tutorial showing how I got that effect. And this is the lady I used for that tutorial. I ended up going ahead and finishing her off. Just using the same technique. I think this is the part here I coloured in the tutorial, her neck and chin there. I just went ahead, used the same technique, finished off the rest of her face and her hair. Added some glow to these flowers. And super happy with this one. For this one, as I mentioned in the video, I wanted to make the background at least mid-tone, maybe slightly dark, but not too dark that her hair didn't show up. So I think I've achieved that quite well. So what I did for the background, I did a whole base of marker, which was Touch Cool marker, this dark green. And then I dabbed it with hand gel, the hand sanitizer gel, on a piece of tissue, just to give it a little bit of texture there. A little bit of interest in the background. It was a bit plain and boring without it, I thought. So I went ahead and added that little bit of texture. And to again emphasize this glow, the glow of her tattoos there, I added some chalk pastel around her face. It's a very light kind of yellowy green and a little bit of yellow, I think, kind of mixed and then blended with the cotton bud on both sides of her face. And for the corners of the frame, which I went over with the copper Sharpie, I went over that frame. I added the black chalk pastel and just blended it out towards the lady herself to make it look as if her face is shining in the kind of dim, not quite darkness of the background there. Yeah, I've used some gold gel pen, and her top, I wasn't feeling up to colouring her top, to be perfectly honest, so I just went with paper collage, and I tried to make it look as if it's some kind of doe skin or really, really soft leather, maybe, with this paper collage, and I cut out the shape and actually stuck the paper collage behind there. There we go, you can see there. I tried to make it look like the really soft leather tunic because this lady is a tribal lady. The nomadic grassland tribe, it says. So I wanted to go with that kind of theme and give her this really soft leather tunic with washi tape details there. Some gold gel pen to go around the edges of that washi tape. And yeah, overall, I am super happy with how she turned out. I think that kind of slightly darker background really brings out the glow of that tattoo we have going on her face. I think it's supposed to be tribal markings or face paint of some sort, but I've gone with the glowing tattoos because I was really enjoying doing them at the time. So yeah, I do love how she turned out, and it was really nice to go back to a rather simpler close-up face, the kind of portrait that I usually like to colour in with a nice background there, lots of space to play around in, and yeah, it really turned out super well, I think. And that's the last picture I managed to finish this month, which I finished yesterday, I think. And not really that much to be showing you, but I hope you have enjoyed looking at what I've shown you today. And for my theme for next month, what I've decided, because this month was kind of sparse on the colouring front with me putting so much work into the Jash pictures, that I'm going to carry my theme on for the next month, because it was a theme that was picked by my son, and I only managed to get one picture coloured for it, which I felt really bad for. And plus there is a load more pictures that I do want to colour in some of my film and TV themed colouring books. I do actually have some that my son has actually picked out for me to colour. So yeah, I think to carry on with that theme next month is where I'll be headed with that. So hopefully next month I'll be working on a few more film and TV filmed pictures. But until then, I hope you've enjoyed looking through the pictures that I did manage to get finished in February. Thank you for watching, everybody. If you did enjoy the video, please like and subscribe. Take care, and I'll see you in future videos. Bye!